Hello my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing really well, and today's pick a card reading is what do I need to know right now? Just a short quick message about what you need to know right now. Pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. Pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below. You can go to more than one reading if you wish, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. So, what do you need to know right now? Okay, this is the Ace of Swords reversed. Interesting. So, there's something that is not being communicated to you. You're either not able to communicate, or there's just something that can't be said right now. There's an inability to be able to say the truth right now. And what you may know as the truth is not being allowed to come forward to the forefront. Yeah, so let's have a look at what the other cards have to say. So if there's something that you aren't able to say it, or you're not able to communicate to others, the universe is validating that this is the case. So what it's saying is that, yeah, there's something that needs to be said and it can't be communicated right now. And if you've got that feeling, you're right. Okay, the High Priestess, the Magician reversed, and the Six of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so yeah, you may be seeing something that that really needs that needs to be brought up to the surface, but you're not allowed to see it. You may have seen some kind of form of injustice that you're not able to communicate. It could be as serious as you seeing something that, you know, that somebody's done that's wrong, and you can't really say anything about it. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening here in a nutshell. You can see that it's unfair, but what's really interesting is that there's one side has got the upper hand. Like it's almost like you're waiting to see whether or not that it will play out in a way that you can kind of, you know, maybe understand it, and maybe not even understand it, but letting things play out, you know. Yeah. So we've got the purge, psychophysical well-being, introspection, cleansing, toxicity. Okay. So yeah, it's almost like you're seeing something play out. You're seeing something happen. And you're kind of like trying to see whether or not it will even itself out, rather than you having to say something. Not that you wouldn't say something, or not that you wouldn't take action on an incident that isn't fair, but it's almost like you're waiting to see what your own next action is before you actually, you know, see something. It's almost like seeing other people not say anything and then deciding, God, is anybody going to say anything? And then, you know, you waiting to see whether or not you will say something. Because even though it is the High Priestess, that does still signify passive, you know, passive observation. It doesn't necessarily instigate any kind of action, which is congruent with the Ace of Swords. So, being reversed, that is. So, let's have a look. Well-being. I think there's a real kind of sense of you realizing that, you know, you're looking out for people and making sure that the well-being of everyone in this situation is of the priority, rather than you know, just people not saying anything. It definitely feels like that situation where you're seeing someone who is taking advantage of a situation. Sorry if you can hear my radiator gurgling away. But yeah, there's somebody who's taken advantage of a situation, and you know, somebody needs to say something here. I do want to pull another card because I want a bit of an outcome for this. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords and the King of Cups, and it was like this. So it's almost like, in order to kind of to deal with this situation, you have to make sure that your emotions are well out of the, you know, are well out of play. There has to be like a sense of you being able to be objective about what's truly going on, so that you're able to come in with a really clear kind of mindedness about it, and deciding the right time of when to actually talk about something. Because the High Priestess is passive in action. The King of Cups is more active. But you know, for example, like if there's an action that's done that's really made you angry, and you're too scared to act upon it because maybe it might cause more harm than good, it's about that kind of reassessment, understanding what is the right action to do. So take some time. But I think there's this kind of like purging going on. It's almost like, because you know, in this picture we've got the sunlight that's getting rid of Dracula here. So it's almost like, you know, the time has come for this to be, you know, this to be gone. It's really interesting, actually. I don't know if any of you like watched that video about the Dalai Lama. I literally watched that before I did this reading, so maybe it was something about this. But that's the same kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you see something that's going on like that, how do you call it out? How does one call it out? Because I don't know if you've seen, but the statement that was released by the BBC and also by the Dalai Lama himself, or his publicity team, was that, you know, that the child went to him, when actually it was this full footage that shows that he was the perpetrator. So it's very interesting. I thought of that immediately when I saw this, but I didn't know whether or not to relate it. But I just realised because of that, I thought, oh my God, I have to. So, yeah, but that's what's happening. Pile 1. You may have something like that similar in your mind. I hope that helps. If you like it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. And remember that honesty is always key. Please subscribe and all that good stuff. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So, what did you choose? Wow, 7 of Cups reversed. So there's a sense of reality that's coming to the forefront. You're starting to understand that you need to kind of become very clear about your choices and about what your view is on the reality that you perceive for yourself. And also being just realistic. You know, you're not gonna fool yourself into anything. So very interesting. Let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. Pile 1, the Queen of, sorry, Pile 2, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The Hermit. And the King of Cups. Interesting. So it's almost like there's a resiliency that has to be here in order to maintain some kind of decorum in a space where there is a lack of stability, particularly when people around you who are supposed to be in a position of stability, they're not showing it. And it's almost like you have to like really kind of contain yourself, and you can kind of see like the attitude with this King of Cups. I have to withstand all of this BS. And it's almost like the understanding that you had of your own kind of personality when you were on your own, in your own space, meditation, any kind of stuff that you did on your own to just kind of like bolster up your kind of resolve to deal with these really stressful situations. Interesting. Very interesting. I'll take one more card. Wow, and we have the Seven of Swords reversed. Interesting. So with the Seven of Swords reversed, it's about honesty. 2 sevens in this reading for you, pile 2. So there's something about clarity and honesty, and there is no taking any BS. It's like you'd rather be alone than be in bad company. That's what this reading is about for you, pile 2. That's the same card. I don't know. Let me just do that because that was the same card. Wow. So you've got time to choose here. You've got crossroads, indecision, planning, proposal, but it was reversed. So for those of you who haven't seen The Matrix, this card is based on The Matrix. So it depends on whether or not you decide to choose the red pill or the blue pill. The idea about you choosing the red pill or the blue pill is whether or not you decide to go into the idea of reality. You go into the truth of reality, or you go into the idea of the surreal kind of, you know, imagination. So do you want to wake up and face the reality, or do you want to stay in the dream and continue to just live in the dream? It's reversed. So what that says to me is that you've already made the decision. And by the cards here, it tells me that you've taken the red pill and you've decided to go down the route of reality all the way with the 2 sevens, and also with the Hermit and the King of Cups here, and walking away from this Queen. This could be a friend, could be a person, could be a partner, could be a business, could be a job. Could be anything, but there's something that you're deciding to not, you're not playing ball anymore. You're going to walk out of this, you're going to leave this, you're going to exit this situation because it's not what is healthy, not what is good. Gratitude. Okay, so even though that this situation may be quite difficult, there's something about this situation that is imploring you to maintain some kind of gratitude about what the situation is giving to you. It's saying that I know that it may not be the most ideal situation that you're thinking about or that you're really wanting at the moment, but actually it's really important that you it's okay, like be okay with the choice that you've made, be okay with the fact that this is happening. It's better that this thing is happening rather than not, and then you're stuck in this space where you can't decide, where you can't choose. There could be an element of that you can't choose, and that you have to stay within this kind of space. But it says here crossroads, indecision. So I think there's a decision that's being made here. And I don't know if there's any resentment that's thinking that you are feeling that, maybe because you have to make the decision, and it's okay. You don't have to. Like, you don't, like, change your perspective on that. It will help you to feel a bit better about what's going on. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Do let me know in the comments what you thought of this reading. But otherwise, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful day. And remember, honesty is always key. Bye. Hi, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So what do you need to know right now? Two of Swords. Okay, so the validation that you're in a stalemate right now and you can't move. You're stuck. Because you're kind of in a space where you don't know what to say, don't know how to move forward, don't know how to go on, don't want to disrupt the peace. Interesting. Let's see what the cards have to say. Thank you. Okay, you got 4. Lucky you. Right, okay. And I'm feeling generous today. I've decided to put them all out. So we've got the 9 of Cups reversed, we've got the Chariot reversed, we've got the 5 of Swords upright, and then we've got the 6 of Cups upright. Such an interesting 6 of Cups, this one. Ah, that's the clarifier. So, that's your outcome right there. So I'll put that in top in a minute. So this indecision has come from the fact that a choice, or like not a choice, sorry, a dream hasn't been fulfilled. So there's something basically that you really wanted that you weren't able to get, and now you're kind of stuck. You're like, okay, what do I want now? And it's almost like you felt like you're defeated and you can't actually go forward because this was something that you really kind of had your heart set on. And I think what the main thing is that something needs to be readjusted. So I think you have to accept defeat and realize that you can't move forward in this way, because the Chariot wants to move forward. It wants to go forward. Whenever I see the Chariot and it's reversed, it means, I don't know, I just feel like the Chariot has to turn around the other way. It's appeared there for a reason. Otherwise it would be a different card that would just be telling you no. But this is saying everything is ready to go, and it's going to go at some point. You just need to find a way how to. And particularly with that 2 of Swords, like, there's a way for this to happen, but it's just a different way of it happening. And with this 6, it's almost like understanding what didn't work and sticking with what does, starting again. I love this 6 of Cups so much. I resonate so much with it. Being in a place which is, you've just grown. And that's what's happened. You've grown beyond the idea, which is why that's stuck. And to be honest, like, these scissors, they don't look like normal scissors. They look like children's scissors. It's really interesting. So there's something maybe about your idea that may be a little bit immature or a little bit premature, actually. Let's see what the blue dragonfly has to say. With my expert shuffling. Okay, you got 2, gosh, okay. It's good for you, Pile 2. Okay, gosh, always drag queen vibes and it comes up reverse. Okay. Oh, hang on. There we go. Right, so you've got I am dreaming here, which is illusion, embryonic thinking, and great hope and daydreaming. What did I just say about that? I just said premature, immature thinking, immature idealization, right? And the drag queen vibes is amazing, because it's like that idea of a dragon and a queen, and these are things that can't kind of come forward. They're not being allowed to. When it's reversed, there's not an allowance for this queen to be able to take the full form of her glory. So there's something about this idea that's not fully allowed to form because of the sense of like this daydreamy like attitude towards the idea. Interesting. Vision. There's something that needs to be adjusted about the vision. There's something that needs to be adjusted about how you see it, so that you can make it more stable. Something needs to be adjusted and rethought. What is it that needs to be rethought? I think it's just a more like a more mature aspect, because this is all quite young. I think there needs to be some kind of more future planning, really. Rather than thinking about the infancy of an idea, it has to be, you know, thinking about the long-term effects, the long-term implications of what you're thinking about will help you to rethink of a better plan to make it come into fruition a lot more, I think. Because it's still in the dreamy kind of stage. What's this? The Chariot. There's something about how you start. It's almost like, recently I've been thinking a lot about the 10% stretch, which is the idea of you starting something new or venturing into something new. And then when you're in this new space, you end up, you know, depending on how far you go into this new thing. Say, for example, you're trying out a new skill or something. Depending on how far you go into that space, depends on what level of fear that you have. So, for example, if you're attempting something like climbing a wall, I always go for climbing walls because I do it. But say you're climbing a wall and it's a scary wall. You'll only climb it as much as you can. But if you climb and you're so kind of out of your depth and you're really scared about what you're doing, there's a likelihood that you won't climb at all because you're too scared about it. Rather than if you climb a small wall or do something that's quite simple, that's quite achievable, that will help you to build up your confidence in order to like get on more complicated walls. But if you go in at the deep end initially, sometimes it just frightens you so much that you become petrified and you can't even you can't do anything. So there's a little bit of that here. I don't think it's exactly that, but there's a little bit of it. It's more so about the planning and the thing. It's almost like being unprepared. That's what I feel.